600 a.m., waist deep in my own lake chainsaw howling, I'm hacking through no trespassing signs that popped up overnight like mushrooms after a rain. Diesel fumes cut through the morning mist while I chew through metal posts I damn sure never put in. 8 months of blood, sweat, and 67 grand of my inheritance poured into 47 acres of what used to be swamp rot, now a sparkling lake where families fish and kids swim, and some bleach blonde HOA queen thinks she can just claim it all with a straight face. That's when she rolled up perfect white BMW, gleaming like a dentist's smile, sheriff's deputy in tow. She tells me, dead serious, the entire lake belongs to her neighborhood association, not part of it. Every single acre, says I've been trespassing for months right under her nose, like all those sunrise to sunset hours hauling muck never happened. My jaw about hit the water, but what she didn't know, what a lot of folks underestimate, is I had every receipt, every permit, every slip of paper ready to turn her little power trip into a bureaucratic nightmare. And I gotta ask, what would you do if somebody tried to steal everything you'd built with your own hands? Drop your story below. Let me know where you're watching from. Because if you've ever tangled with an HOA, you know the flavor of crazy I'm talking about. 6 months before that showdown, I was just Dex Romano, 52, freshly divorced, madder than a hornet in a Red Bull can. Spent 23 years wiring houses in Bakersfield, living in a studio where the HOA had more rules about doormats than Congress has bills. My wife left the same week my grandfather's construction business finally sold. She got the house, the boat, and my last bit of peace. Me, I kept the tools, a battered pickup, and $180,000 from Gramps' estate, the most cash this working-class Italian ever saw outside a casino. One whiskey-fueled 2 a.m. scrolling property auctions with nothing to lose. I found it. Shasta County. 47 acres and a recreational lake, which in realtor speak meant brown water thick as pudding, dead cattails, a dock that had surrendered sometime in the Bush era. My first visit, the stench hit me 50 yards out, stagnant water, rotten plants, maybe a family of drowned skunks, but underneath it I saw something beautiful, bones waiting for muscle. County auction paperwork called it a bass hotspot back in the 80s before some hermit named Eddie Kowalski let it rot. I bid $127,000 and won before the coffee kicked in. 4 months of hell followed rented dredging gear that sounded like Satan's weed whacker dragging muck out sunrise to sunset until my hands looked like ground beef. But here's the secret. Moving water means clean water. I rigged up solar aerators, beat back the algae with science, not chemicals. By month, 6-8 feet of crystal clarity. Base moved in, families started coming out on weekends, even a local fishing guide brought clients. The high school biology teacher hauled kids out for water testing. For the first time since my divorce, I felt like I was building something that mattered. Then came the devil in designer sunglasses, Brenda Kowalski, 59, hair bleached and shellacked attitude sharp enough to cut steel. She barreled up my drive in that BMW like she owned the county clipboard at the ready. I was mid-dock repair when she stomped across my line. "Excuse me," she snapped. "I need to verify your permits for this water management operation." I braced myself, drill in hand. "Ma'am, this is private property. You need a permit just to be here." Her laugh was pure acid. "Oh, honey, you're on HOA watershed. I'm Brenda Kowalski, president, and you're operating without proper authorization." Out came a folder thicker than a phone book. Letterhead stamp citations and the shark smile that means you're about to get bit. You're in violation. Cease activities or face fines, $2,500 to start. She tossed a ticket on my dock like a thrown gauntlet. "Just the beginning, Mr. Romano." Watching that BMW fade down my drive, I realized this wasn't nosy neighbor territory. This was war. Brenda fired first. Within 48 hours, 3 government agencies were crawling over my place like ants on spilled soda. Fish and Game Inspector on Monday. This is the cleanest lake I've seen in Shasta County. What am I even supposed to cite? Tuesday, some water board kid babbling about wetlands. Wednesday, county planning with a clipboard heavy enough to stop a truck. All because of anonymous complaints from a concerned citizen. Thing is, every single box was checked on my side: dredging permits, water rights, environmental impact reports, $4,000, and enough red tape to wrap the lake twice. But Brenda played the bureaucracy game hard, hoping the hassle would drive me off. County Inspector Rodriguez finally leaned in and whispered, "Between you and me, the woman filing these complaints doesn't know a thing about environmental law. Time to fire back." Saturday, I camped at the recorder's office, digging through decades of records. Struck gold. Eddie Kowalski, Brenda's own uncle, built this lake in '62 for gravel mining, with all the permits and environmental reports from back when JFK was in the White House. No protected wetlands, just a settling pond. But here's the twist. Shasta Highlands Development skipped their required watershed impact study in '98, which meant 25 years of their chemical runoff was killing my lake, not the other way around. In California, skip that study, you're liable for the mess, maybe millions. I filed counter complaints that made Brenda's eyes spin. Monday, I turned in HOA for legal runoff. Tuesday, for unpermitted drainage. Wednesday, subdivision violations. By Thursday, government trucks were lined up in Brenda's subdivision running tests asking questions. Revenge in this case tasted even better than my grandma's lasagna. Then the bombshell, a call from county planning, "Mr. Romano, we need you and Mrs. Kowalski for a boundary clarification. Our records don't match." Translation: legal limbo could drag on for years while lawyers got rich. Miguel, my fishing guide friend, just laughed. "If they're confused about your boundary, they're confused about her authority. That's your ace in the hole." Word got out. Even Brenda's own neighbors started grumbling about the legal bills piling up. At the county meeting, Brenda looked like she'd chewed glass for breakfast, but the facts were on my side. So she went nuclear, launched a Facebook smear campaign, phony concerned citizens pages, doctored photos of my old dredging gear, even claimed my aerators were industrial equipment destroying wetlands. Local business owners stopped returning my calls. My loan got frozen, equipment rentals went to cash only. For a minute, I really thought about packing it in. But then one Saturday night, I heard voices. Families, kids, people fishing and laughing, thanking me for giving them a spot to breathe. That's when it clicked. I put up a sign: Lake Restoration Day, free lessons, water testing, family picnic. 53 people showed up. Even Brenda parked at the edge, watching from behind her tinted windows. And then Martha, 78 years old, walks up with an old photo. My daddy helped dig this lake in '62. That little blonde girl scowling in the background. That's Brenda. She's been mad about this place her whole life. This wasn't about the environment. It was a decades-long family grudge. A few days later, certified mail, big law firm out of Sacramento, cease and desist for $50,000. Not claiming I stole the lake, no. Claiming my improvements raised their property values, so I owed them for unauthorized construction. I called every lawyer I could. All of them politely bailed. Brenda's firm was too powerful. They owned half the county. But stubbornness is a powerful fuel. Buried in the state water code, I found my ticket out. HOA claims on water need both county and state filings, and Shasta Highlands never filed with the state. Even better, I'd been paying property taxes on every inch. They'd never paid a dime. Knowledge nugget tax records don't lie. Then Miguel hooked me up with Judge Brennan, a retired property judge with a taste for justice and pipe tobacco. Sonny chuckled. These lawyers screwed up. They're claiming damages without proof, jurisdiction without authority. Let's turn the tables. We dug through HOA finances and found they were $340,000 behind on infrastructure legally required to build amenities, like my lake never did. But if they could steal mine, they'd get off scot-free. I even found board minutes from 2019, Romano property acquisition target identified. They'd planned this ambush before I ever bought the place. So we flipped the script, counterclaims for harassment, defamation, interference, demanded tax reimbursements, and just for fun mailed the HOA's financials to every homeowner in Shasta Highlands. You've never seen a power structure collapse so fast. Meanwhile, the sabotage started. My aerators burned out, equipment wires mysteriously cut. Security cameras caught a blurry figure in white BMW engine idling in the dark. Brenda's signature move. But inside her own HOA, people were turning. Anonymous leaks, board meetings in chaos. 3 members ready to revolt, bills soaring past $38,000, and neighbors demanding to know why the pool still wasn't fixed. The local paper ran my story. Social media lit up with the #SaveDexLake. Volunteer crews showed up, businesses donated supplies, even a crowd-funded legal fund popped up overnight. Then came the real showstopper, Brenda's big PR attack, slick ads, fake testimonials, a Hollywood-level video showing muddy water and machines twisting everything I'd done. But the facts won out. Sarah's biology class, Miguel's guide clients, local reporters, and old-timers lined up to tell the truth, and the DA started sniffing around for fraud. When the truth spilled out, internal emails, financial spreadsheets, recordings of Brenda plotting the takeover, the HOA board turned on her. 2 resigned. Formal censure. And then, that final meeting, the whole county crammed into the community center, Judge Brennan laying out evidence like a courtroom drama. Martha Pine, all 5 feet of her, took the mic and said, "This isn't about rules, it's about a tantrum 60 years long." Standing ovation. Sheriff's deputies served Brenda with criminal charges and civil suits. Her lawyer shrank behind the table, and Brenda, well, she stormed out BMW, screeching into the night. 30 days later, my ownership was locked in. Every claim dismissed. HOA paid my legal bills and apologized. Brenda lost her license, her house, everything. My lake. Now it's a destination, environmental showcase, family paradise, economic boost to half the county. I even started a second career consulting for folks in the same boat. Sometimes you don't pick the fight picks you. But with a little stubbornness, a lot of receipts, and a whole community behind you, you might just win more than you ever thought possible. So tell me, what's your HOA nightmare? Drop your story below. If watching justice served up fresh made your day, hit subscribe, smash that like, and share your take. Because in this world, there's always another Brenda and always another little guy ready to swing back.